So I'm going to start the demo from the time perspective of when the executor would be fulfilling the service. At this point in time, they've already received a welcome email with login credentials and information directing them to the site that you see here. They would come to the site, they would log in with their credentials. The first thing they're going to be asked is to enter information about themselves, the executor. So they would enter their name, their address, their email, their telephone number, and their relationship to the deceased. They'd then click Next. They're then going to be asked to enter information about the deceased, including the deceased name, the date of birth, the driver's license state where the driver's license was issued. And basically, we're taking that information and creating a notification to the DMV to shut down that driver's license. The address where the deceased lived, and if they lived there less than 2 years, the previous address. If you'll notice, we don't ask for any sensitive PII information. We built our system specifically to avoid capturing any PII, as we didn't want to be the source of any sort of breach, when in actuality that's what we're trying to protect them against in the first place. They then click Next. They're asked to enter information on the sites that may have been held by the deceased or organizations that they would have had a relationship with, including social media sites, the email service provider, any credit cards that would have been issued in the name of the deceased. And then here in the gray box, we automatically create notifications to the credit bureaus, the direct marketing organizations, and the government entities, including the DMV. They then click Next. It brings them to this screen where they can opt in or opt out for additional services. This particular one is if they want to have somebody call them to set up an account, an estate account, to manage their assets and manage their securities and stocks. They then click Next. They review the terms and conditions. They have a chance to edit if they want to. They click Submit. And it brings them to the results screen. And so here in step one, we try and work within the confines of how each organization wants to be notified. So if they want to be notified by letter, we create the letters here in step one, where they're able to print those out and couple those with a death certificate in order to mail those in. Later in step four, you'll see the links that for those organizations that want to be notified by their online URL links. Rather than show those to you here, I'm going to show you in duplicate. We send an email. So we produce the results in two different places on the last screen that you just saw, but we also send an instantaneous email to the executor with everything that they need, same steps. So here in step one, just to show you guys an example, I'm going to download these. And let me click on one here. I'll just click on Experian, which is one of the credit bureaus. And so these are the letters that we're producing. So basically we're taking the information that they input into the system, and we're creating a customized letter specific to them and the deceased for each organization. So that's Experian. Here's one to the DMV, for example. So going back to our email, I'll show you guys here in step four would be the links for those organizations that want to be notified through their online URL links. So Facebook, for example, if you click on that, it brings them to this page for Facebook where they want to be notified if one of their customers has passed away. Twitter, another example, and Gmail. So basically, we've taken this process down to about 10 minutes for the executor. If they were to do this on their own, keep in mind, executors, a lot of people are going to be an executor maybe once or twice in their life, so the learning curve is pretty steep. We've taken that process down from probably a couple weeks to about 10 minutes. In parallel to providing this email, I wanted to kind of stress the point that we can also send an email to the financial advisor. So when, let's say for example, a financial advisor wants to provide this to their end users and their clients, we can associate each login with a financial advisor email. So once they fulfill this service, we can send an email to the financial advisor letting them know that their client has passed away, what the client name is, who the executor is, what their contact information is, so on and so forth. They can then reach out to the executor and start building that relationship. So I hope that gives you guys a good idea of what we're doing. I look forward to answering any questions that you guys might have if I'm so lucky as to be one of the 3 finalists. Thanks so much.